our sins.
Speak your truth and be heard on the Eagles Morning Rise, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience you can count on.
It's exactly 5 minutes gone past the hour of 9 on the AM side, and yes, it's a bright morning this morning, and yes, we were looking into the political and current affairs probe show this morning, and that's what we like to call the Eagles Outlook, where we dive into some political story that's making the rounds on the front page of Nigerian newspapers and bring you up to speed with, of course, the resourcefulness of our resource person who is in here in the studio. And remember, at the 7 o'clock hour, we made it clear that we will be looking into the Abdullahi Ganduje's resignation as APC national chairman sparks power contest, so to speak. But it does seem as though beyond the power contest, there might be some underlying factors that may have led to this resignation. But anyways, my name is Uduak Daniel, and I am not alone in the studio. I've got Omo.
Well, all right. I am Omo if a piece or Semera.
Right.
This morning, we're going to look at the latest developments coming from the All Progressives Congress. I'll quickly introduce our guest, who is a political analyst, Dr. Ibrahim Modibo. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nigeria. Good to be with you too.
Right.
Right.
Well, it does feel good to have you, Doctor, in person. And just when we had that conversation off air, you had made it clear that you had reached out to us one way or the other day, right? And all of that.
Yeah.
It feels good to have you in person this morning. I mean, Doctor, there has been quite a number of conversation surround this topical, issue, especially with Abdullahi Ganduje's resignation as APC national chairman. There's been some reasons attached to it. One of such, of course, the fundamental reason would be Ganduje citing health reasons for his resignation. I mean, but sources are suggesting the internal party crisis and corruption allegations may probably have played a role. I mean, there's another angle to it where the party's national vice chairman, Booker Dalori, will be taken over as an acting national or acting capacity until the national convention in December of 2025. And potential successors include Senator Tanko Al-Makura, former governor of Nasarawa State. And when it comes to power contests, the power contest within the APC may lead, as some are suspecting, to some divisions within the party, affecting its ability to govern effectively. I mean, Nigerians are expecting the party to prioritize unity and stability. And another angle, I mean, there's so much angles to look at. The APC's leadership crisis may also impact the chances of the APC in winning the 2027 elections. I mean, and then, of course, the key stakeholders being Abdullahi Ganduje, President Bola Tinubu, Rabiu Kwankwaso, key stakeholders in the APC's leadership crisis, as some are also believing that his resignation could be, so to speak, not unconnected to the fact that there's been talks about the NNPP presidential candidate, that's Rabiu Kwankwaso, joining the APC and all of that. I mean, what would be your thoughts around this discourse this morning?
Thank you very much once again.
Right.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Yeah.
Well, part of the most worthy and outstanding narrative about the resignation of Dr. Umar Ganduje are some fundamental issues that has to do with politics of Nigeria, especially the politics of APC, where we say a lot of things are coming into play. Now, let us properly situate and also contextualize the issues in contention.
Okay.
Fundamentally, there is this illusion or this feeling by Ganduje that he could hoodwink Nigerians by telling us that he has been sick, and therefore, based on his health issues, he has decided to resign. And I don't think that is the correct perspective, because as a journalist, as a political affairs commentator, and also one that is very interested in Nigerian politics, I've never heard for one day Ganduje going to France with Mr. President or going to anywhere for medical treatment. He has always been around. He has been a governor for 8 years. He has never been sick one day. He has always been as hard as the Rock of Gibraltar. And I don't think that is the true perspective. Although in politics there are issues, fundamental issues, that have been attracting a front burner as to why Ganduje was either forced or he voluntarily resigned. Fundamentally, I think I have about 2, 3, or 4 issues.
Okay.
One, if you look at the leadership qualities of Ganduje, he doesn't have the wherewithal, nor does he have the capacity to lead a very strong party like the APC, which has been able to rule for about 10 years now, from Buhari's time to the present. Why did I say that? If you look at since he came on board, he has never for once had a National Working Committee meeting, except for under pressure, tremendous pressure, just about a month or so ago that he hired only once. There has been no meetings. He has been leading the party as if he's an emperor. You know, a lot of things are happening. And even the issue of, apart from meetings, the issue of financial commitment or financial mismanagement has been one of the sources of concern, because allegations are flying right here and there about all the monies they have been able to raise, some of the monies they are raising, that without consultation with the National Working Committee and what have you, he has been acting as alone. So that financial management is playing a serious or very fundamental role in him, I think, going under pressure.
Right.
Okay.
Second, thirdly, I just want to learn.
Okay.
Thirdly, if you look at the Gombe issue, when they had this mini zonal meeting in Gombe, you could see the dispensation of justice, quote and unquote, where stones were flying. He narrowly escaped lynching, because at that meeting he stated clearly he didn't call the name of Shetima as a running mate. He only said Tinubu, because anything that has to do with Tinubu, with Ganduje, it is fait accompli. He has always not been even in the office every time, you know, going across the country, across the world with the president, not even sitting down to articulate the position of the party and what have you to Nigerians. Then fourthly, I look at the issue of Kwankwaso. If you see recently, Kwankwaso had been having meetings with Mr. President. Now, these meetings seems to have made, you know, Ganduje very, very uncomfortable, because Kwankwaso seems to be his sworn enemy, although he was Kwankwaso's deputy governor. Do you know Kwankwaso has been one of the few governors in this country that has been able to hand over power to his deputy governors, and he did to Ganduje. Ganduje spent 8 years. After that, he started betraying him, and now they are on collision course. So they are sworn enemies. Where Ganduje is, Kwankwaso will not be there, and where Kwankwaso is, Ganduje will not be there. So I think this is also one of the pressures that has been able to work on his on this issue. So I think let me leave it this way, so that if you have other questions,
Okay, I mean, you've been able to highlight a number of issues, right? I'd like to start off with the role Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje has actually, played in the APC, and in such a short period of time. And one that is really very notable is his recent strides, where he's been able to bring about, mass defections from opposition political parties, to the All Progressives Congress. I mean, one would say deserves a pat on the back. So if you say that he's not really been able to steer the affairs of the party, one would want to differ in thought. And also talking about Rabiu Musa Kwankwa. So now there are speculations that he is most likely going to defect to the All Progressives Congress in the days to come, even though his party and some of his, loyalists have, dismissed those speculations on here over time. But should Kwankwa so defect to the APC, what difference would that make? Does that make the APC as a political party a more formidable force for other political parties in Nigeria? And as it stands, the resignation of Ganduje, whether or not he was pressured into resigning or it was indeed on health grounds, what exactly do you think is going to be the fate of the APC, especially looking at the power tussle now as to whether or not the chairmanship position should be zoned to the North Central?
You see, Madam Mofe, if you look at the issues of contention under Ganduje and APC is something that is highly lamentable. Bearing in mind that this is a party that he came to find, despite the fact that he's not from the geopolitical zone where the chairman of the party is supposed to come up from. Because if you look at the political permutations that has to do with the APC, the president is from the southwest, the vice president is from northeast, the speaker is from north central, the senate president is from south, and let's just look at it within that perspective. Let's just concentrate on this. There is nobody from the north central except for the SJF, and that one, SJF in terms of political hierarchy in the country's political structure, I don't think it matters most because it is purely administrative. So by virtue of the geographical location of positions in the APC, the national chairmanship should rightfully go to
the North Central.
And let me tell you, Madam Mofe, Ganduje has never been prepared for national chairmanship of this party. The only person that I know, right from the dawn of history, when this democratic dispensation has started, especially with the formation of APC, amalgamation of ANPP, ACN, and what is the other one? There's ANPP, there's ACN, and there's one other party. That
is it AC? What was it? ACN? Accord or something?
No.
Not Accord.
No, it's either the AC or something like that.
AC.
It came and brought in their registration certificates to form APC. They surrendered their certificates and they formed APC. I know there are some parties, some segments of PDP, some segments of ABGA and what have you that also came in, but they did not submit. Their letters or their certificates. But these are the fundamental parties that submitted their listing to form APC, and therefore the only person that I knew right from the onset that has been prepared or preparing himself was Senator Tanko Almakura of the North Central, as a former governor and also as the only governor then under Buhari's ACN. Yes, I think it's ACN, isn't it? Or AC?
Yes, there's ACN, there's ANPP, the ABGA, and the CPC.
Good. CPC. Thank you.
That's it.
It is CPC, ANPP, and ACN that, gave out their own certificates. Now, as the only governor under CPC, Tanko Almakura has paid his dues. He is a leader within the confines of that political party. And right from day one, I have been following his political trends in terms of meeting the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. Looking at the dynamics of Nigerian politics, he has been set. He has gone around the country, visited politicians, went on campaigns. I don't think there's any national chairman that has been able to meet the people and spend his money like Tanko Almakura. So he has been prepared. Unlike all these people, like Ganduje. Ganduje was never elected. Ganduje was only appointed by Tinubu. There was no election. There was nothing like going to the convention, to say that, look, we have elected Ganduje. He was only acquitted.
No, but looking at, the giant strides that have been made under Ganduje's watch, the mass defections into the APC is quite unprecedented. Do you see, for example, because you are endorsing, Tanko Al-Makura,
Right.
does really have what it takes to steer the party affairs ahead of 2027?
You see, if you say I'm endorsing Tanko Al-Makura, you are right. I think he's a man that is really prepared. But let me tell you one thing. You see, mass defections has never been the handiwork of Ganduje alone. All these mass defections that you see, it is President Tinubu that has been using people like Wike and what have you, the FCT minister, to make this people come into the fold of APC. And also, you see, the EFCC is also play a very fundamental role, very gigantic role.
In what way, Doctor?
Yes, you see, let me tell you, most of these governors, if they find them having any hand in corruption, they'll just flash the EFCC card and say, look, see, this is what we have for you. But if you could recall, Adam Oshiomhole some times back, when he was the chairman of APC, he stated that, look, even if you steal very well, loot very well, and come to APC, and your sins will be forgiven. And
Was that what he really meant?
Oh,
He only said if you join the APC, your sins will be forgiven. He did not accurately say that if you steal or you can steal very well.
I said loot, quote and unquote. That is,
Okay.
even if he's not looting, what sin are you going to commit to come to APC and you'll be forgiven? What sin? What sin? The only sin is that if you have maladministration where you have been able to find your hands and neck deep into any corruption scandal or anything, just move over to the party. And that is why today I just hope and pray that APC doesn't turn itself into party of looters. Because if you look at the composition, the way and manner some of these governors are coming in, they are not coming with good intentions.
Okay.
They only feel they want to go and capture power once again to continue their looting spree. Because they know no AFCC will follow you, no government will follow you. Because for now, if you look at this country, we've been plagued by challenges of unmitigated lawlessness, crass impunity, corruption, and also if you look at the insecurity malaise that leaves us paradoxically poor in the midst of plenty.
Right.
It's a sad commentary in life and history of this country.
Doctor.
All right. Dr. Ibrahim, I mean, you've really exposed a lot, I must confess. But at this point in time, looking at the bickering coming from different, groups in the APC, especially from different regions, it only goes to show that the trials of the APC has just started. Just like we've seen in the PDP, the Labour Party. Don't you think this is going to jeopardize the fate of the APC come 2027?
If the APC does not sit down to reorganize itself, it's going to be a big problem. They say too many cooks spoil the broth. Therefore, as these people are coming in, you see this fundamental issue that has to do with politics, of which is very important for us to understand. Now, like Delta State, already, Delta, there is serious problem within the power structure and power struggle within the APC in Delta. With the baggages of this governor coming from the PDP into the APC, what happens to those in APC that have been struggling, they've been toiling, they've been spending their money to
get a
the party?
ticket? Yeah.
They would also like to be governors. But if he comes, he's expecting that he will be given automatic ticket.
No, but I think in the case of Delta, Omo Agege and Sheriff Oborewere, I think they're actually, in good terms. So, I mean, that was really the fear of a number of Deltans.
Let me tell you, Omo Agege and Sheriff, they could be gritty on the surface and exposing their teeth to smile, but underneath there's a problem, fundamental problem. Go and check. I've been following Delta State politics, Omofe, and I can tell you, I can bet with anything, that this current democratic uneasiness that has to do with the political tensions underneath.
So, Doctor, are you saying that when we see politicians, who are supposedly on opposing sides smile, we should be afraid? When we still see them, at loggerheads, we still should be afraid, because probably there might be a political calculation to it. Is that, or a political undertone to it? Is that what we're saying now?
My brother, politicians, look, they might come out in the daytime and be, having fisticuffs or warring, but in the night time or at a very convenient time, they jojo, they laugh, and they eat with both hands. They will put meat and everything, pull their mouth, and they'll be laughing, and they'll say, look at these useless people. They don't know that we are friends, we are eating together. So, let me tell you, forget about this thing. There is a common denominator among them.
Right, which is?
Which is, you see, it's only the poor man that goes to fight for politicians, and you end up being killed. Have you ever seen all these politicians sending their sons, their biological sons, to go and fight during all these crises of campaigns?
Or their rich class.
Or the rich class.
No.
They are having common denominator. That's why today you see somebody in PDP, a very big wig in PDP, giving his daughter to a big wig in APC. They'll intermarry. If you are not a rich man now, you hardly get a girl coming from a rich family. And if you're a poor girl, you cannot get a rich this to marry you. They are marrying themselves. So they enjoy together. They have a common denominator. That is, they sit down, look at issues, how to share the spoils of office, how to administer the country where they can have self-aggrandizement. Because most of the things that are happening, most of these governors, just check across board. How many of them are honestly and sincerely working for the people to make sure that every kobo of Nigerians goes into the Nigerian project?
Delta State governor, former Delta State governor, he is an example. We have even Siminalayi Fubara, who is also an example. I mean, if you recall that when former Delta State governor and vice presidential candidate Okowa came out and said that his defection into the APC was for the people, for the good of the people, to reposition Delta State.
Do you know that Okowa, up to now, there's EFCC scandal of over how many trillion hanging on his neck like the sword of Democrats?
Yet it still says that it's for the people, his defection, his political antecedents, it's for the people. We saw just recently too, as well, apart from Okowa now, who's that person? And Siminalayi Fubara is already shaking hands now with Wike and all of that. And he said it's for the people.
Siminalayi Fubara is a man of principles, and I really commend him. But you see, he has been boxed into a corner. You know, he's a political neophyte. He's somebody that is just entry into politics without experience. That's his major albatross. He doesn't have experience. That's why today I see Wike as a tragic hero in this project of Nigerian politics. Tragic in the sense that he's been sent as a spoiler to spoil PDP, to damage it, to destroy it, only for him to torpedo into the APC. That's why the president said, whenever you want to come, our doors are open. If he's sincere, let him go to APC now, instead of destabilizing PDP.
Okay. Dr. Modibo, we're moving closer to the home front.
Yeah.
And another question I would like to ask you is probably coming out of the blues. But there are speculations in that regards as well. I don't know if you're privy to anything. Is it possible that a Tinubu and Ganduje tag team is very likely come 2027? Especially as he didn't endorse Kashim Shettima, recently, where he was stoned and, like you said, he actually escaped
narrowly.
You see, one political trait of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is his penchant for changing deputies or changing his subordinates at will. If you look at when he was governor of Lagos, he changed that Kuforoji or sort of that madam, I don't know what is her name. I forgot, she was his deputy governor. He's changed her. He's changed one a day for pay or something like that. About 3 within the space of 80. He's changed 3 deputy governors. Now the possibility of him changing Shettima is also there, because there's been a lot of contentious issues. But let me tell you, the danger in changing Shettima could be overwhelming, because the people of Northeast, especially AMPP that brought bulk votes to the table of this project, they did with the understanding that they have their son as the vice presidential candidate. Once they remove Shettima, I can tell you that APC is poised for war in the Northeast, where there will be mass defections of people. They may even hardly get even 10 or 20%.
Mass defections from the APC to where?
to any other. There's coalition. And you know, the coalition is building up. Forget about that. Now, people are just on the quiet side. You see, there is a kind of, it is, if you look at the Nigerian politics, have a circumspect of development of political story right from the colonial period to the present. Alignment, coalition, there are issues that are always recurring. It's a recurring decimal. Let us not be in a hurry to dismiss this coalition. I can tell you that as politicians, give them just within 2 or 3 weeks, voila, they will sit down and they will bring up a formidable political structure that could win elections. And let me sound a word of caution.
Okay.
For APC
Yes.
to think that all these people that are coming into the party that are decamping, it is not a sign of weakness. Or no, it's not a sign of strength. But to me, it's a sign of weakness. Because why can't you go and approach Nigerians from the perspective of a party that is government that want to sell yourselves? Otherwise, or what you all are doing is to go and start poaching very weak governors that have semblance of corruption and what have you. You want to drive them into your party just for selfish reasons. Go out and campaign. And let me tell you, by the time Nigeria goes into politics with this hunger and anger in the land, where food now is no longer a thing of comfort, it's a thing of necessity. People will only be carrying toothpick now. They will just be putting in their teeth and they'll be walking along the street. You think as if they've eaten, but it's only drinking water. People are suffering with no jobs, no security. Every day, people are being killed in almost all jobs. Look at the Benue experience, for God's sake. So, if you look at the economic wherewithal, the Naira has completely collapsed. There's not even petrol. The petroleum is even swinging to the pendulum and the vagaries of the international market. Every time, today is 800, tomorrow is 900, tomorrow is 1,000. So, you see, there is no policy, no program, and even Tinubu as a government or APC doesn't have one of its fundamental or cardinal principles of fighting corruption. I have not seen anywhere in Tinubu's principles or things that he wants to do. Fighting corruption is not there.
But
so
under the watch of the President Bola Tinubu, the EFCC has actually made unprecedented, recoveries. Anyways, that's just by the way. But Dr. Ibrahim Modibo, the issues appear to be Hydra-headed. All right, we just have you hold your thought. Let's go pay some bills. When we return, the conversation will continue, and we'll also open the studio lines for the listener on the other side of the radio to call in to share their 2 cents. To join us again.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3. Eagles 102.3. Abuja.
This is Nigeria. Renew Day brings a fresh chance to dream bigger, push harder, and live confidently. But true confidence is more than hope. It's knowing that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, you're protected, empowered, and ready for the journey ahead. At Sanlam Alliance, we believe confidence isn't just for a few, it's the right of everyone. That's why we have come together, uniting the strength of a Pan-African giant and a global leader to give you the financial protection and solutions you need to succeed. Because when we come together, we protect more, we achieve more, and we all rise together. Sanlam and Alliance is now Sanlam Alliance. Sanlam Alliance. Live with confidence.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Think Counseling Network in collaboration with Reeds Empire Human Development Limited and partners bring to you the Game Changer Conference, where entrepreneurs, leaders, and youth gather for one powerful purpose. Discover how to shift your thinking, redefine your patterns, and elevate your influence. Whether you are employed, unemployed, leading policies, or building empires. Date: Tuesday, July 8, 2025. Venue: Novera Central Mall, Use Zone 5 Hall, Abuja. Time: 11 a.m. Seats are limited. Your next level depends on this decision. Don't mix it. For more information, call 080-3869-8516. 08038698516. Game Changer Conference 2025. Change your pattern, change your life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Oh yeah, now logistics. Oh yeah, now logistics. 1, 2, 3. You want order food? Oh yeah, now. Straight to your doorstep. We dey come. One pick up something. Oh yeah, now. Or drop off something. We dey come. Maybe you need help for shopping. Oh yeah, now. Direct from your favorite. We dey come. You want order your cooking gas. Oh yeah, now. Direct to your doorstep. We dey come. We dey run massive discount. Oh yeah, now. Just place your order now. We dey come. We dey run free delivery when you order. Oh yeah now.
Hurry now and download Oya Now app on the Google Play Store or Apple Store. You can also visit us at www.oyanow.ng or call us on 080-8410-1000 or 081-2355-4000. We are available in Lagos and Abuja. Oya Now with the come.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
I like how the mathematics teacher dey teach us. Even Seth, she know dey too beat and she know dey give us too much homework. See, me, I just dey think of how to jackpot when I finish school because my papa don talk say he no get money to send me go university. When Nelfund dey there, now waiting.
Yes, so Nelfund na special loan from Tinubu government to help Nigeria students pursue them university education without wahala. Them go come later they pay back small when them don't get job. Apart that one, Tinubu government also get credit core and many other empowerment programs for Nigerian youths to give them kampe future. So therefore, Nigerian youths make una chill, no shaking. Hope don't renew, and even though we never reach where we dey go, Nigeria don't dey overcoming challenges small and prosperity don't dey show face. We don't dey road to national greatness. Make una support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to make Nigeria work. Nigeria, we don't dey waka the correct road. Na State House, Department of Media and Publicity power am.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And we are still looking at the Abdullahi Ganduje's resignation as APC national chairman. What is it about, and what should be our final take home as those who are political observers who are also potential electorates, come 2027, right? And we have our guest who is in the person of Dr. Ibrahim Modibo. He's a political analyst, season 1 at that, and he's right here live in the studio giving us his thoughts about it. If you also have your thoughts in this regard, some questions you want to ask, some concerns that you also want to put out there, you can bring it on here within the ambit of civility and responsibility. Now, the number would be
090-735-30044 or 090-8766-8888. Voice note and a message can be sent to the WhatsApp auto number on 090-9705-4450. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Edward.
Yes, good morning to you, Doctor.
Yes, good morning, Honorable Edwards.
Honorable Edwards.
Almost sorry for not greeting you in my first call this morning. I'm sorry about that. My dear wife.
All right. Honorable, straight to the point. Just a question. Yeah.
I want to talk about this issue. This is an interesting issue.
Right.
Even our guest is a little bit biased.
Okay.
Because he is not a member of our party, the APC. We knew very well the damages that Ganduje has caused in APC. Indeed. For instance, in my own state, he is the one that created the faction in my state. Last week, there's one guest, that is them, he was here, and the man perfectly, he mentioned all the APC program from beginning to the end.
Okay.
I also support this our guest this morning for mentioning Amakura's name. I am interested for Amakura to become the chairman of APC.
All right.
So look at this. Ganduje, he resigned on the basis that he's on health basis. Can he go to hospital in Kano? Let him go to hospital in Kano. Someone who cannot appreciate anybody. Look at what Kwanzaa did to this man. God is paying him back.
Okay.
He's not sick. He's only using that to cover up. Okay. And let me tell you something. If anybody is deceiving, let me tell you, President Tinubu can equally appoint another vice president from that particular state. After the governor of that state, Bruno is the best governor that the general ever have.
All right,
so
Honorable.
Our guests will not confuse Christina and then the APC.
Okay.
He's confusing us.
Okay. All right.
The
Honorable
man
Edwards.
will vote for President Tinubu. Thank you and God bless you.
You said
Honorable Edwards.
Honorable Edwards. Okay. Honorable Edwards. Honorable. Oh yes.
Honorable Edward, thank you very much
Do you
for
see any confusion?
your wonderful
I don't see the confusion.
analysis. But I'm sorry to tell you, Honorable Edward, by virtue of my training as a journalist, I'm supposed to be very unbiased, very objective, and I cannot pander to the whims and caprices of a political party for selfish reasons. Let me tell you, I was a former national director of publicity in APP for almost 10 years, the longest serving. And even under the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council, I was a member of publicity committee. I've gone to several radio stations, television stations to market President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Therefore, I'm not speaking from a viewpoint of a biased person. I'm telling you the truth, of which is the correct perspective that is happening. If you want to deceive yourself by saying that, look, I'm biased and I'm not telling the truth, it's okay. But I'm telling you, these are my positions. And if tomorrow politics comes, I can tell you that I will never go and campaign for Tinubu again.
All right. Okay, some talk right there. Big talk coming from Honorable Edwards and, of course, Dr. Modibo. We'll take this call here and see how far this takes us. Okay. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Daniel.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, my undisputed journalist over there. Kudos to you.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
My name is Key Connection, calling from Natural State, Karo to be precise.
All right, straight to the question because time is not on our side. Yeah.
The issue of Ganduje. Ganduje is doing it for the benefit of the North. What happened in Gombe is a fallacy from the world. That if he could not do that, it would be a catastrophe to him in the North here. Because the Northern here have declared their interest. They're behind Shetima. What happened to El Rufai that is having problems in the North here? I'm telling you, Ganduje is taking care. Because this government will come and go.
Okay.
But it will come to North one day.
Okay.
That one will destroy and will bring a disrepute to his personality.
Okay.
So he wants to make sure that he makes peace with the people from the North.
Okay.
Because he has told it clear that he's not behind Shetima. And the North here are behind Shetima. He's doing it to make sure that his integrity will be respected. That is the problem. I've not seen anything to them about that.
All right.
He's doing it because of the North, and then the North and his integrity. That's my
right. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, just before that, let's quickly take the messages that are piling already, starting with this one already.
All right, Samuel from Kuje says greetings to you and the guest, Dr. Modibo. Nigerian politicians, they never resign. They will only tell us that they're resigning, but they will be doing their own thing behind the scenes. Please, can't these old men give way for the younger generation? Have a great and safe day. Thank you so much for that message.
Appreciate it.
Yunusa, right?
Yes.
Yunusa Dantan Ibrahim from Abaji says, welcome back and greetings to the guest in the studios. Ganduje's resignation is on the ground of political disillusionment, and this is just the beginning of resignation in APC. As a party, APC, they are only looking for a strategy of winning elections come 2027, and even the FCT local government primary elections conducted under Ganduje was unfair and biased. The present government has also forgotten that there is no way for APC to win Kano, even if Kwankwaso is being given opportunity to contest under the office of vice president, because Kano is already balkanized since before today. As such, is a good development for the resignation. If these loopholes will continue in APC as a ruling party, it will gear up motivation to dividends of democracy in Nigeria. Yunusa Dantan Ibrahim from Abaji, thank you for that message.
Right.
Lion Boy from FG Local Goma says, good morning in the studio.
Good morning to you.
The North, including the South, will not vote for Tinubu come 2027. Affliction will not rise again the second time. You can't use your hand and kill yourself, and you have the opportunity to leave. Lion Boy, thanks for that message.
Right,
so we have voice notes. I think we should just press play to them.
Press play?
Yes,
okay,
please.
Awesome. Let's go take it. All right, keep in mind that this is the political and current affairs prog show on your radio, Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. It's going to be a smart one, so let's get into it.
What is my name? Hello.
Yeah.
My name is GB. Calling from Life Camp.
All right.
On the Hurricane Tinubu, we have not seen the hurricane. No. What we have seen so far is a breeze that is blowing. The breeze has only blown 2 governors. Hurricane has not started. By the time hurricane started, you will see. You know, hurricane and breeze are not the same thing. Hurricane can carry a house. Hurricane can carry mighty objects in the wind, be rolling them. So we'll see Hurricane Tinubu when it starts. You will see. And some people will say, no, they want to make Nigeria one party. Say, no, INEC has not delisted any party. All the parties are still intact. And they want to even register more. Even ADA is coming on top. So anybody that feel that people are going to leaving other party to APC, is going to register in those parties and become a member and contest for presidency. Tinubu will teach them advanced politics and will let them know that it will not be money to be a politician. He waited for 30 years for this, and he showed them that all the strategy, all that he planned for 30 years, he will show it by 2027. And all the Ganduje Resignation is a strategy to win more, to bring more in. Kankaso is on his way to APC. They know that Kankaso and Ganduje, they are like cat and rats. So they want to get away.
Okay, so you overshot your time there, GB. Let's see how we can take this other one here.
My name is Abdullahi Isa, calling from Suleja, Niger State.
Right.
Mr. Modibo, or Dr. Modibo, good morning, sir. Dr. Modibo, you have said it all. You have made my day. Speak the truth, so that the truth shall set you free.
Okay.
You are my mentor. You have said it all today. I am telling you what Dr. Modibo is saying is 100% correct. See, by virtue of what I'm just saying, Tinubu is gone. He's gone. By what Adifai said, Tinubu is gone. See, if you take away Kasim Shettima, bring in another person, either Konkoso or whatever, I'm telling you, he's gone. They are failed because Nigerians today, we are paying the price. Hunger, insecurity, economic macquarie, everything is bad. Nothing is good. Naira is depreciating. Everything is in order. And you are telling me that Tinubu is going back? From where? And coalition is on the way. Have a blessed day.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for that voice note.
Thanks a lot. Just to make clarity of what you said, while President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor during his 2 terms as governor of Lagos State, May 1999 to May 2007, he had Koforo Rola, Bukno Akerele, right? Yes. 1999, December 16 to 2022 to 2002. She resigned amid political tensions 5 months before the end of his first term. Then Femi Pedro, right? Pedro, we saw that one taken over from Bukno Akerele, and then Abiodun Ogunleye, right? These are the 3 and all of that. Well, we'll just take this last message. Time has already gone, Bill, but yeah, we have to take this, Doctor.
All right, so Suleiman Jibril says, good morning, UD.
Yeah, good morning.
AKA the Radio Bulldozer.
Oh, okay.
I think this is a new title.
New title
I'm Moife, and the guest watching you live from National Assembly quarters.
Right.
The issue of resignation, of Dr. Umar Abdullahi Ganduje, there are so many things hiding behind it. Even, yes, we know Ganduje he worked very hard for the party because we see mass defections under his leadership. But I believe whatever is... it's in a short period. Okay, whatever it is, we'll find out in a short period.
Okay.
We will know what's behind it. All right, Suleiman Danfulani from National Assembly quarters. Thank you so much.
I mean, the phone lines are still buzzing. And we have already a program that's supposed to come. But Dr. Modibo, now, if you were to tell Nigerians how political alert should we be when we are, especially in the line of this kinds of, development?
You see, Nigerians, to me, even if the whole 36 governors want, let them defect to APC. My concern is not about governors. Because the whole political class in this country, there are no more than 500,000. The whole political class. It is Nigerians that have over 200 million Nigerians that have the fate of any politician in this country. Therefore, let them take good care of their voting cards and their voting rights. If they vote, let them stand and be counted. If we cannot go through the process of electronics, then let us go back to option A4. So that no waruru, no mago, nothing like glitches. Let us have free, fair, and credible election. Let us have electoral reforms that will see to the possibility of INEC not pandering to the whims and caprices of the party in power, but to look at issues dispassionately with a view to giving Nigeria the much needed leadership. If we continue like this, I don't know whether God is punishing us by voting this party into power, because everything has collapsed in this country. We are dying. So please, Nigeria need to use their cards very well to make sure that they have a change of government with human face.
Okay, change of government with human face. We'd love to go further, but can't go any further than this. But thank you to each and every one of you that engaged this conversation, and hopefully we would have Dr. Modibo in the studio again sometime again to discuss other matters that concern national unity and development of our dear country, Nigeria. All right, Doctor, once again, welcome. Thank you for stepping into the studio today. Yeah, my name is Woodward Daniel, and here is my dear colleague.
If a piece of Semer, and as always, would like to state that the views expressed were not influenced by the station. Good morning.